a restart. Let her get caught up. That should be it. It should be coming in to give it a mute. That should be it. There we go. Bring you back over to here. I can shut you off. I know you can hear me because I could hear it coming out. Oh, I'm going to turn it up a little bit on the mic side because it did sound like it was maybe a little quiet. Let me move you over a smidge. All right. Get back up. So, I guess the first thing I kind of need to do is take the Drag Slash. There's a bit of work I'm going to have to do, but first and foremost, pop the body off. Get this off the side and check my track width on this body compared to the other body. That's not the one. Oh, that's stupid. So, to make sure the body is wide enough, or see exactly how wide it is compared to the setup I have on here right now. Okay, side. Without unbagging it. Oh yeah, she's plenty wide. Wanted to make sure tires weren't going to be an issue, because I think I'm going to put on the right side extended length arms, slash arms, not extended length. I got bandit arms all the way around to narrow it out for the drag slash setup. For these bodies are a little thinner than most of them, so I was able to narrow it out with the bandit arms. And I think I can turn around and put the wider arms on this other side. And she'll be good to go. One of the things I absolutely have to do is a stock bulkhead. So it is a RPM bulkhead, stock RPM, same thing. Essentially, because I have those are the offset compensating, and those are the rears. So I got a set of RPM front slash arms, but these are rear slash arms, and front slash arms. These are the, like I said, offset compensating. These little things. I'll take a check on that. So you can run the rear wheels up front and not push it wider, I believe they are for. So I think I'm going to put those on. So the first thing I'm really going to have to do is get this Drag Race Concepts bulkhead off here and swap that with a stock bulkhead, this RPM unit. get that into place. I think the only thing I might not be able to get to is the diff. I've got it locked right now, and I don't know that I'll be able to get her unlocked in time. So those got to come off too. It's too big. Let's grab my bucket of tools. Make it a little bit easier to get to. You know what? I don't have to take those off, do I? No, I don't. Actually. Looking at it better. Back to the outside for now. Okay, I'm going to take these out. Oh no. Dos. A trace. Here I can go over to the overhead and get a little better shot, I think. Come here. I'm gonna have to flip you. Give it a second, it'll pop up. There it is. A little better shot, not much. A little better light. I could always make that better too. So I do have more light. Go ahead and do this. Just put a little bit more light on the subject. This bumper's gotta go. So yeah, this is a Drag Race Concepts front bulkhead for the Drag Slash stuff they were making when the drag scene got real big there 2020 with COVID lockdown. So it's a flat, it's a 0 degree flat unit. So go ahead. Better. Still need a little better light, I think. Put it in there. Turn you on. Get a little better position. That's a little better light. Keep going. Where'd you drop? Mess that up. Goodness. Sucker is in there. Line that up a little bit. So let's see. Now I believe all I gotta do is undo those screws. That's the right one. Need you loose. Okay. Tight spot for you. Okay, you can come back over here with this. Okay, so that goes in there like that. So you didn't see what I did. Turn it around a little bit, get it out here. So you got your bulkhead. They come. This is the RPM unit. Comes with a bottom dust plate, is what they're calling it. You slip that over top, but you got to put your beveled sides down so it sits in there nice and flush. This flathead countersunk that comes with it goes in there, and that's what holds it on. Okay, should be ready to go in. You there, you go there. Go ahead and put 3 countersunks back in. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Top 2 back in. I actually got 2 different length screws there. I do. I never noticed that before. Let me see if I've got the same. Another one of the same. I should have something in here. Yeah, right there. Slightly longer ones in there, anywho. Didn't realize I had 2 different lengths in before, but that's all right. Okay. Takes care of that. Trash, that can go with that. Now, let's see what I want to do. Those arms, it should be this arm. Okay. Doesn't tell me nothing about what those things are. I'm sure what these oh, hexes. Oh, offset hexes. I got it. I'm not sure what those are. Oh, those are hexes. Okay. So how much? Not long, 1/4 inch each. So let's see if I take this out. Move this one. Take that pin off. Or out. And this will push the side out a little bit more. I think it's the correct side. If it's not, I'm going to have to swap them. Come on, get in there. Balls in here are always a pain in the butt sometimes. Just a little bit to get this in there. It'll go over today. Pain in my buttocks. Coming from this side, do a little spread. There we go. There, it went in. Turn this a little bit. It's not the greatest spot. Been working trying to get this pin in here. Sorry about that. Remember that I got cameras to deal with. And okay, you in there. Okay. Goodness. Really? Pain in the butt skis. Oh, yeah. Son of a dog. Just enough. What a pain in the arse. Really? Alright. This is quite aggravating. Things gotta be perfectly in place. Alright, first of all, let's do this. Lock this sucker down, at least to some extent. this into the right spot. Unplugged you. Okay, no, I will not. You don't need to plug it. Do that. This is unbelievable. How straight these fuckers are to get in here. Wow, what a adventure. All right, finally. I'm going to have to do a little setup on these. on there. Good. Those are on there. I have to do a little tweaking here, obviously. Get my toes set. So, now I should be able to, run you back in here, be no doubt which is which. Open you up. Pull out one of you. Don't matter which, because they're unit. Well, I guess it does with these. Okay. Now if that's back in there, we'll go ahead and get this mounted back in here. I may have to do a different shock tower probably, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Well, I might be able to get that up in there. Is that right? Maybe. Can't really tell if that's got the right hole in it or not. Alright, looks like I'm gonna need a more stock shot tower, so that's actually gonna have to come off to take her out, because that's a complete piece. Alright, so I can do that. This is the long one. Back here, pop this. Gonna have to get linked in two. Put you over. Get this close. Okay. Goes that way. Come on, fucking thing. Cool, cool. Yeah, this camera's the EMI camera. They're about $80 a piece. 85, 87, 89, something. They do look really nice. They're pretty clear. They're a 4K camera. So that ain't bad. Alright. Let's see how we end up with that for a minute. Look at that for the moment. Let me see where I lost my pen to. Front side. On the bottom hole. Front side, bottom hole.
Figured out I wasn't using my audio, my new microphone in the current setup. I've got it running through this Soundcraft mixer, but I realized the way it's hooked up, I've only got a feed from the computer to the mixer. I don't have a feed from the mixer to the computer. So I'm going to have to work on that and get that figured out. That can be lifted up a smidge, just a little too tight. There we go. Get it as tight as you can be. Okay, good. On you ends, I had to do the stuff. Yeah, it's just picking up off the laptop microphone, which is what it was doing last time. I thought I had it worked around where I was actually picking up the new microphone on the board, but no, I gotta get a digital send back to my computer. This is strictly since I'm gonna have to get a DAAD converter for XLR to USB, so I can run from the XLR outputs if I want to do stereo, back to the converter, which will convert it to digital, and then I pump that back into the computer and recognize that on the input side, and then use anything going into my mixer as my audio source. And that's how I want to have it done, so therefore I can have other people on, calls, other microphones hooked up if somebody's here, that kind of thing. All right, so that's still got to come way out. I might probably have to put some long arms on. So let me see where that's at. Turn this up some more here now. closer. That might be close enough to actually work for the moment. Still looks like it needs to come out farther, so I might have to do a long rod end here. Get a little bit more thread on here because this is getting pretty close to the end of these threads here. We'll go with that for now. We'll see how that works. I'll have to put her on some measure sticks and get her measured up that way. Yeah, sound hasn't been bad. It just could be better, and I've only got, you know, on the microphone on the laptop, but essentially only got one sound input or audio source. So I was really, you know, wanting to get this set up, but it's got a conversion or a connector to it. It does come back on a channel, but I thought, well, maybe it's a send connector. It is using USB, but it's not a send connector. It's just a receive, so it, you know, channel input out of the computer, so I could play that something on the computer and put it here and then put it out. But I've got a desktop. I'm, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna have to get all straightened up, get that desktop in there. So what did I just do with that? So here, oh, wait. How far apart I gotta go? Get this adjusted out somewhat. Back toe in. Probably take it in a little bit. I don't need to be out that much. Okay, now that's pretty decent. A little bit more. A little bit of toe in left on it. Not much. Alright, I can live with that. At least for initial going and get done. I still got to do the shock tower. Do something different with that. So that'll have to go with the 0 degree piece. So that's pretty decent. Go ahead and do some more on this. So I want this wrong way. let it go out. Right? Well, that's in. It was right the first time. Okay. And pretty much gets those in place for the moment. Move you here, you over there. We get you off for now. There, we'll put you back on here for the moment. Now, put the old measures to her. Alrighty. Gets that kind of in place. What time now we're looking at here real quick? So it's only 3 o'clock. Not too bad. Not too bad. About an hour to play with that. Get her kind of bunked around a bit. So, front shot. I don't know if I've actually got, I think I might, but I don't know. I don't think I've got it in here though. This is new stuff. I do have one. I got one in this bag. I got an aftermarket aluminum one I could probably throw in there. Rear shock tower. I guess I did have that bulkhead. I could have used that. Didn't even think about it. Okay, good enough. I'll just pop you on. Hey, Jade. How you doing, buddy? I'll be on for a little while, and then I'll going to run oval about 5 o'clock Eastern time, so it'll be what, 2 o'clock your time, somewhere in there. So I'll be heading off in a little bit to go play with some oval car. Picked up a modified to go run, and I'll see if I can get some video while I'm over there, or maybe even do some live. Should be able to do some live. He's got pretty decent connection at his place, I think. So okay. Yeah, it's going to come right out to get it off. Because this was a bit of a dog to get on. I forgot this one. It's kind of specific to that 0 degree because of the way it mounts flat. Slide this out. This has got to come off. Okay. Get it kind of sideways. Now. Do that one. The shorter ones will work fine. Plenty of it in there. Okay. You in there. Right. Okay, you in there. Boy, well, we'll see. Looks like a work call.
Townhomes, 1,300. Knowledge, all the that's five. Knowledge.
Later, JV. pain in the ass. That definitely makes that a little easier to make adjustments. I can shorten that up and extend it out now and get a little bit more thread in there. Wrong one again. It's like, God, I just need thread in there. It should. Okay. Yeah, those gotta go to the back. Gotta go to the back, not the front. Is that right? That's my inside. Do I want that? I think so. I think that I want that a little positive and this one a little negative. So yeah, I can take this out of here. I've got to rub these back in a little bit, get a little bit more bite back on them. The parts I don't need at the moment, but I want those there. Okay, I suppose I may as well go get my work order done. So I want to get back and go play. It's 3:28, so yeah, I'll have probably just enough time. So, all right, that's gonna hold me up for now. We'll start right there, and when I start on it again, I'll jump into the rear end, doing the tranny. Gotta do that diff. And then from there, I should be able to, figure the body out. And see if those things are going to clean the ants up there. It might be, but they might be okay. I might be able to make that work as far as they are kind of touching right there, but if I it doesn't really give you a spot for the rear wheels for the most part. It doesn't look like. I might be able to make something with that work. Or it ain't really rubbing the body and leave those up there. I might have to take them off. Anyways. So I'll move this over here for a moment. For a quick sec, wheels or tires and beadlock wheels, I gotta flip around. So I'm going to put these wheels and tires on these beadlock wheels here and run those all the way around. That's why I got the offset piece. But okay, I'm going to have to close her up so I can go do a work order. I'm on call this weekend. It's one of the dangers of being on call is you might actually get a call. So